Think about all the hundreds and thousands of women he lied to about the source of the sperm that he was using to impregnate his patients.
Some of the biological children of former fertility doctor Donald Cline believe they have won a small battle when it comes to his license to practice medicine.
Cline's attorney appeared before the state medical license board today on the retired doctor's behalf, and now he no longer has a legal right to practice medicine here in the state of Indiana.
Our Crime Bureau reporter Steve Jefferson is downtown where that hearing took place. Steve?
Yeah, John and Anne Marie, the attorney for Dr. Donald Cline, attended that hearing here at the Government Center this morning in front of some of his former patients and some of his biological children. The attorney voluntarily surrendered Dr. Cline's medical license.
It somewhat feels like just a little bit of a slap on the wrist.
Matt White is counting what happened to his one-time secret biological father a small victory towards justice. The attorney for fertility doctor Donald Cline voluntarily surrendered Cline's medical license during a Thursday morning hearing. Cline's former patients, mothers fighting fertility issues years ago, and their children attended the hearing.
Going forward, should someone choose to act in the behavior as in this case, that there is a criminal and ethical issue that they will have to address.
The mothers of his biological children filed complaints with the Attorney General following DNA tests revealing his secrets. In 2017, Cline pled guilty to obstruction of justice after he admitted he inseminated multiple patients with his own sperm. Since then, the mothers and his children have been fighting to make it a crime and believe Thursday's move will help.
He gave up his license, sure, and they did tack on that they would not allow him to even apply for a medical license in the state of Indiana.
Legislation to criminalize what Dr. Cline did not make it to the legislative floor. But Cline's former patients and biological children are not giving up, especially after learning they have even more siblings reportedly fathered by Cline.
Our story continues to grow. We're approaching several dozen, over 3 dozen now. So it's definitely grown over the last 2 years from when I first found out almost 2 years ago, where it was about 10 or 11 of us.
Dr. Cline's former patients and some of his biological children hope that one day lawmakers here at the State House will make it against the law for doctors to secretly use their sperm on their patients. Back to you, John.
All right, thank you. Steve Jefferson downtown tonight. Now here's a look at how we got to this point. Cline began using his own sperm on patients back in the 1970s. He retired in 2009, and then 5 years later, people started coming forward after learning that Cline may be their biological father. The criminal case opened in September of 2016, and then last December, Cline pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice.